Amazing Series.
Welcome to Amazing Series. I'm your host, Ama, and I am joined by two men who are taking the lead in how to develop Sierra Leone using innovation and technology. Of course, you know Kelvin Doe, he's the viral sensation, but you probably have to get to know more of David Tenga because he's the brains behind the program that propelled Kelvin into the spotlight.
My name is Kelvin Doe, aka DJ Focus.
Alright. It's the youngest DJ Man Focus.
I'm from Sierra Leone and I love inventing.
Kelvin is extraordinarily talented. He literally goes to trash cans, finds broken electronic parts in the garbage and makes stuff on his own.
In Sierra Leone, we have not too much electricity. Lights will come once in a week and the rest of the month dark. So I made my own battery to power lights in people's houses.
Kelvin represents learn by making. He takes a part, looks at it, tries to reverse engineer it.
I made my own FM radio transmitter.
He made his own FM station because he wanted to give voice to the youth. He made his own generator because he needed it.
The generator supplies current to the radio station. This is the capacitor and this is the spark plug.
David and Kelvin, thank you for joining Amazing Series.
Thank you very much for having us.
David, can you please share with us what is the goal behind Innovate Salon?
Well, we really want young people to be the ones who are the architects of Sierra Leone's development.
Okay.
So we want young people to take a problem that they have in their community, understand what the problem is and what the challenge is, and then think about ways in which we solve those problems, and then have them be the ones who develop the first prototypes of those solutions. And then we want this to be viral. We want this to be implemented all across Sierra Leone, and where we have the young people from within the communities who understand their problems being the ones that are coming up with the solutions themselves.
Okay, but David, you know, in many schools, even in Africa, in Sierra Leone, the basic amenities aren't there. Aren't you reaching too far to even think of innovation and technology and computer and electronics when people can't even sometimes find books in a good place to study? Isn't it stretching it too far?
No, actually, it's an exciting opportunity. I mean, because there aren't these technologies available, does not mean we can't introduce them. It does not mean that the kids themselves can't think about their own solutions now using all the resources they have. We're not pushing it too far because we're simply saying use the resources you have available to yourself and then solve the problem. I mean, take Kelvin, for example. He built his radio and his battery using recycled materials. He didn't need to buy new ones. He didn't need to come up with a new product, and now we're introducing a lab, an innovation, like an electronics lab from SparkFund into some schools. All the students are embracing it, and if you give them the opportunities, then they can design these solutions. We can't limit by ourselves always by what other people think we are ready to learn, right?
Tell me what drew you to Kelvin.
Well, Kelvin is a natural. Kelvin Kelvin loves Sierra Leone. He's absolutely intriguing. And one of the things so he applied. He's one of a couple students who applied. I think 300 students who applied in our competition. And as a finalist, he's one of those people who understand and who have taken advantage of the opportunities that were offered to him and to all of them. And he clearly loves his community and is drawn to solving his community's problems, and I for one love that, right? That's the whole essence of the competition, and he represents that.
Kelvin, you're just hearing your mentor, I should say, just give a very glowing compliment about you. What made you start your own radio and put together the resources to let it be a functioning radio? What drew you to it?
Well, first of all, I believe innovation is all about testing.
Yeah.
First, I believe I will make a radio station, but I've never made it before.
Yeah.
But I focus and put all my attention, and I believe I will do it. So I went on to make my own radio station. I
believe you can make your own radio station as well. I'm just so proud of you. Now, are you an only child?
No, I'm the youngest in my family.
You're the youngest?
Yeah.
How many are in your family?
We are 5 in numbers.
Okay.
Yeah, I have 3 sisters and 1 brother.
And then you are the last one.
Yeah.
Now your family must be so proud of you.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Now you're the shining star, not just in your family, in Sierra Leone as well. And how has this changed? Do people stop you on the streets and go, Kelvin, please sign our autograph. You're a sensation now. Do people do that?
No.
No?
Yeah, no.
They just see you as good old Kelvin.
Yeah.
I wanted other Africans around the world and, you know, even young people in Canada, in the US, in Europe, I want them to really support your project. What does it take to be able to put together a radio?
I believe in innovation. With innovation, we can build our nation. So, I mean, we don't have the resources to do it. So I believe once we manage to do whatever we know we can do, I believe we can push our country and develop our nation.
To add on Kelvin's call, and that is one, if you see a problem in your community, anybody, you solve it and share that with other people. If you have a potential to mentor other young people like Kelvin, contact people in your community who are doing amazing things and mentor them. But also just being, if you are in Sierra Leone and you are a young person in secondary school, you can participate in the Innovate Salon competition. You can be a fellow. We just launched the Innovation Fellowship for recent graduates from university. You can be a fellow. You can think about starting an innovation club within your schools. These are all different packages that we're trying to develop and launch nationwide for different people along the different sides of the chain, different demographics within the country.
David, why would you even bother with this? You are a Harvard graduate, you are an MIT PhD candidate. There's so many other things you could do with your time. Why is this important to you?
Oh, I love this. This is the most important thing I do with my time. It's absolutely lovely and it's absolutely fascinating for me because I do believe that Sierra Leone is going to be a great nation. I do believe in Sierra Leone. I do believe in the young people and the people who are here. And this is my home. This is my family's home. I want to see it be developed. I know that there's tremendous potential here. And it's about changing this paradigm really from aid in the continent and structured helplessness, changing that to one where we can make those solutions that Kelvin is talking about, and one where we are not reliant on aid and expecting some foreign person to come and solve the challenges we have.
I think Sierra Leone and really Africa is in great hands with people like you. I know that this is something that you want to spread not just only in Sierra Leone, you want it to be active and alive in different African countries as well, right?
Right, so you're perfectly right, and now we have a platform through Innovate Salon that's worked in Sierra Leone, and we're doing it again for 1 more year, and we're going to continue and expand and build different layers of it. We have people who want to do innovation in Kenya, so through Innovate Salon in Kenya, well, Innovate Kenya, Innovate Salon, and there are other people who are interested in doing Innovate Ghana or something else. And so there's this idea that with the platform that we develop, you can have somebody build like Kelvin build a radio or the battery in Sierra Leone, and somebody in Congo wants to find out how to build their own battery and they can access it through the platform. So how can we have an Innovate XYZ structure that will have the different independent competitions all across the continent, but they are all connected at the high level. They share mentors, they share judges, they share resources, but they are all very tailored to those specific communities, and the networks of young people that are built are unique but well connected.
Calvin, I know for sure you're going to build your radio station. I have all the faith in you. I think you're going to do it, and I want to thank you for being so serious and being so disciplined in doing the radio. We're absolutely proud of you. The whole world is proud of you. And David, this wouldn't have happened without your drive and your determination and the will to give back to your own country and change things around. So I want to thank you for joining us. And I look forward to just seeing more amazing things on your site.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.